In a statement that has sent shockwaves through the NFL world, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid addressed the status of Patrick Mahomes. The remarks, described as uncharacteristically candid, have sparked questions about Mahomes' immediate future and the sustainability of the Chiefs' dominance. Mahomes has been the cornerstone of the franchise, orchestrating record-setting seasons, Super Bowl victories, and 6 consecutive AFC Championship appearances. Any suggestion of decline or uncertainty challenges both fan perception and organizational planning. Reid's statement signals an acknowledgement of a shift, whether temporary or long-term, in performance, health, or availability. Analysts are scrutinizing every word, evaluating context, tone, and potential implications. The timing of this revelation, in a season where playoff positioning is critical, magnifies its significance. Understanding the nuances requires dissecting Mahomes' recent performance trends, injury history, and workload management. Chiefs management now faces a balancing act, integrating immediate competitive considerations with strategic foresight while addressing public concern and maintaining locker room confidence. Patrick Mahomes has maintained an elite level of play, but recent games reveal subtle shifts in performance metrics. Analysts note slight declines in completion percentage, timing, and decision-making under pressure. While not catastrophic, these trends have prompted discussions about workload, cumulative injuries, and long-term durability. Mahomes' mobility, once a defining strength, shows signs of wear during extended sequences. Statistical evaluations suggest increased reliance on short passes and adjusted schemes to compensate. Chiefs offensive coordinators have modified game plans to minimize exposure to high-pressure situations, balancing risk and reward. Comparing current output to career averages indicates that even minor declines can amplify in high-stakes contests. Reid's statement may reflect awareness of these nuances, signaling the need for precautionary measures and strategic adjustments. Understanding performance trends allows the organization to plan for both immediate contests and future roster management. Evaluating Mahomes' recent play provides context for Reid's remarks, blending statistical insight with practical coaching considerations. Injuries, though often managed discreetly in the NFL, play a critical role in Mahomes' current evaluation. Reports indicate minor strains and wear-related issues accumulated over successive high-intensity seasons. While Mahomes has consistently demonstrated resilience, the cumulative impact of hits, mobility demands, and extended playtime raises questions about long-term durability. Chiefs medical staff monitor conditioning, flexibility, and recovery protocols to maintain readiness. Reid's statement may reflect an acknowledgement of physical strain, rather than an immediate career threat. Analysts emphasize that elite quarterbacks face a delicate balance between performance output and health preservation. Even slight limitations can influence decision-making, pocket mobility, and ability to execute under pressure. Coordinators often adjust schemes to compensate for such factors, emphasizing protection and controlled aggression. Understanding injury implications provides clarity on both performance trends and organizational caution. Maintaining Mahomes' longevity requires strategic workload management, medical oversight, and tactical adjustments, all of which may underlie Reid's shocking remarks regarding his status and future readiness. In light of potential concerns, the Chiefs have implemented strategic adjustments to safeguard Mahomes and maintain competitive advantage. Offensive schemes increasingly incorporate quick release passes, high percentage throws, and controlled pocket movement to reduce exposure to hits. Play calling emphasizes balance between pass and run options, mitigating defensive predictability. Chiefs coaching staff coordinates closely with medical personnel to determine situational deployment, ensuring both performance and longevity. Adjustments extend to practice protocols, rotational management, and situational simulations designed to reduce strain. Analysts suggest these modifications aim to preserve Mahomes' elite capabilities while minimizing cumulative risk. Leadership, communication, and precise execution are emphasized across all units to compensate for shifts in offensive tempo or play style. Reid's statement may function as both cautionary acknowledgement and public framing for adaptive strategies. Understanding these tactical measures illustrates the intersection between performance optimization and athlete preservation. The Chiefs' approach balances immediate playoff ambitions with prudent long-term planning, reinforcing organizational foresight in managing superstar talent. Mahomes' status directly impacts leadership dynamics within the Chiefs' organization. As a central figure, his presence influences locker room culture, morale, and team cohesion. Any perceived uncertainty necessitates redistribution of leadership responsibilities, empowering veterans and coordinators to maintain focus and accountability. Reid's candid statement may signal deliberate preparation for transitional leadership scenarios, ensuring continuity regardless of individual availability. Analysts note that leadership perception affects performance, motivation, and resilience during high-pressure moments. Chiefs management emphasizes reinforcing culture through mentorship, consistent messaging, and visible accountability measures. Adjusting leadership structures involves both tactical communication and psychological reinforcement. Player development, team cohesion, and operational discipline are closely monitored to mitigate potential disruption. Understanding these dynamics demonstrates that superstar health and availability influence far more than tactical execution. They shape organizational identity and resilience. The Chiefs' ability to adapt leadership strategies in response to Mahomes' situation reflects both foresight and cultural robustness. Key components in sustaining championship-level performance. Reid's statement has catalyzed intense media scrutiny and fan speculation. Social platforms have exploded with analysis, debate, and projections regarding Mahomes' status, future performance, and potential replacements. Headlines frame narratives of uncertainty, resilience, and championship sustainability, influencing public perception and stakeholder confidence. Analysts dissect every nuance, linking statistical trends to leadership, health, and strategic adjustments. Fan sentiment fluctuates with emerging reports, reflecting both concern and optimism. Chiefs management faces the dual challenge of maintaining transparency while minimizing misinformation. Effective communication strategies include measured public statements, media coordination, and consistent reinforcement of organizational priorities. Understanding media influence illustrates how narrative shapes both market perception and internal morale. High-profile remarks affect sponsorships, engagement, and long-term brand integrity. Chiefs' approach to framing Mahomes' status demonstrates the importance of balancing factual clarity with organizational positioning. Fan and media dynamics underscore the stakes of public messaging in professional sports, particularly when addressing superstar uncertainty.
Anticipating potential shifts, the Chiefs are adapting operationally to maintain competitiveness. Backup quarterbacks are being prepared for increased responsibility, integrating playbook familiarity, situational awareness, and pressure execution. Offensive schemes are recalibrated to accommodate varied skill sets, emphasizing timing, protection, and adaptability. Coordination between coaching staff, medical personnel, and player leadership ensures preparedness for both planned and emergent contingencies. Analysts note that elite teams implement layered adaptation strategies, mitigating performance risk and preserving championship trajectories. Practice simulations incorporate variable deployment, scenario-based decision-making, and rotational planning to reduce dependency on any single player. Defensive and special teams units adjust tempo and pressure to balance offensive transitions. Understanding these adaptations reveals the strategic depth required when managing uncertainty surrounding a cornerstone player. Chiefs' focus on redundancy, contingency planning, and systematic resilience highlights organizational sophistication. Preparing for post-Mahomes scenarios reinforces both tactical flexibility and cultural stability, ensuring team performance remains robust under evolving circumstances. Mahomes' evolving status carries long-term implications for the Chiefs' trajectory. Succession planning, roster construction, and strategic investment decisions will influence competitiveness for years. Drafting, free agency, and developmental priorities may shift to address potential quarterback contingencies. Organizational culture, leadership continuity, and strategic communication are tested under heightened scrutiny. Analysts project that even temporary limitations could affect playoff outcomes, fan engagement, and market perception. Chiefs management emphasizes balance. Multiple scenarios emerge from Reid's statement. Mahomes may continue with adjusted workload, preserving elite output while minimizing risk. Alternatively, temporary or long-term absence could accelerate reliance on backup quarterbacks and restructured schemes. Analysts evaluate each scenario's impact on scoring efficiency, playoff viability, and overall team performance. Chiefs coordinators must implement contingency strategies, balancing aggressive tactics with calculated risk. Rotational planning, situational substitution, and adaptive schemes are emphasized to maintain competitiveness. Leadership roles may expand among veteran players, reinforcing cohesion and resilience. Performance metrics, injury monitoring, and strategic adjustment will determine the most effective approach. Evaluating potential scenarios highlights the complexity of managing a superstar quarterback's status in high-stakes professional football. Chiefs' organizational foresight, coaching acumen, and cultural stability are critical in navigating uncertainty while preserving both immediate competitiveness and long-term championship potential. Reid's statement underscores the delicate balance between superstar performance and team sustainability. Mahomes' influence extends beyond statistics to leadership, strategy, and culture. The Chiefs' future will hinge on adaptability, succession planning, and tactical innovation. Organizational foresight will determine whether the team maintains its dominance or enters a transitional phase. Leadership structures, roster flexibility, and cultural integrity will be tested. Analysts emphasize that managing superstar uncertainty requires a synthesis of preparation, communication, and strategic risk management. Chiefs' ability to integrate contingency planning while preserving performance and cohesion will define championship prospects. Reid's remarks, while such